the night was still. The stars glimmered above the land of Egypt, casting a faint glow over the homes of the Israelites. But within those homes, no one was asleep. Tonight was different. Tonight marked the end of generations of suffering, of being slaves under Pharaoh's harsh rule. Moses stood silently in the doorway of his tent, staring into the distance. The Lord had spoken to him once more. His voice was firm, steady, and clear. "Moses," the Lord had said, "dedicate all the firstborn males to me, for every firstborn male Israelite and every firstborn male animal belongs to me." Moses understood the weight of these words. What the Lord was asking was not just a religious act, but a remembrance, a way for the people of Israel to never forget what was about to happen. This wasn't just a journey from slavery to freedom. It was a covenant, a relationship between God and his people, sealed by the mighty hand that had brought them out of Egypt. As the first light of dawn broke, the people gathered. Moses, standing tall before them, raised his voice. "Remember this day," he said, his voice strong, but full of emotion. "Today you leave Egypt, the place where you were slaves. The Lord has brought you out by his great power. No leavened bread is to be eaten this day." The people listened closely. They clutched their small bags of unleavened dough, prepared hastily the night before. There had been no time to let the bread rise. It was a symbol, now a symbol of haste, of departure, of freedom coming swiftly. Moses continued, "When the Lord brings you into the land he promised, into the land of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Hivites, who will celebrate this festival every year. For 7 days you will eat unleavened bread, and on the 7th day there will be a festival to honor the Lord." The people nodded, their hearts stirring with hope. Many had only heard tales of the promised land, flowing with milk and honey, and now, for the first time, they truly believed they would see it. Children clung to their mothers' robes. Why? They didn't fully understand, but they felt the weight of the moment. Their fathers whispered to them, "The Lord is delivering us. My son, we are no longer slaves." Then Moses added, "In the days to come, when your sons ask you, 'What does this observance mean?' you will tell them, 'By his great power, the Lord brought us out of Egypt, the place where we were slaves. When Pharaoh stubbornly refused to let us go, the Lord struck down every firstborn male in Egypt, both human and animal. That is why we sacrifice every firstborn male animal to the Lord. But we buy back our firstborn sons." The people murmured prayers of thanks. Many remembered that terrifying night, the cries of the Egyptians, when death swept through the land. The Israelites had been spared because they had obeyed the Lord's command, marking their doorposts with lamb's blood. Now the journey began. The sun rose higher as the long caravan of people and animals began to move. There were hundreds of thousands of them, men, women, children, flocks of sheep and goats, oxen pulling carts, heavy with belongings. They left behind the only homes they had ever known, stepping into the unknown, trusting the God who had never failed them. At the front of the procession walked Moses, holding the staff of God. Beside him was Aaron, his brother, carrying the bones of Joseph. Long ago, Joseph had made the Israelites promise to carry his remains with them when God delivered them. Behind them followed tribe after tribe, each family organized, each carrying their portion of supplies. There was a sense of awe and fear, but above all, a deep sense of God's presence. And indeed, God was with them. During the day, a towering pillar of cloud rose before them, leading the way. Its swirling form moved slowly, steady and sure, guiding them through unfamiliar paths. When night fell, the cloud became a pillar of fire, lighting the desert as bright as midday. The children pointed in wonder at the fire, their faces glowing in its orange light. The people could travel both by day and night. The presence of God was unmissable right there in front of them. But God, in His wisdom, did not lead them along the shorter route which passed through the land of the Philistines. God had thought, if they face war, they might change their minds and return to Egypt. Instead, He led them towards the wilderness, to the shores of the Red Sea. It was not the fastest path, but it was the one they needed. As the days went by, the mood shifted. The initial excitement of freedom slowly gave way to exhaustion. The desert was harsh. The sun was relentless. The people grew tired. Children grew cranky. Some began to whisper, "Why did we not take the shorter way? Will we survive the desert? Does Moses know what he is doing?" Moses heard the murmurs but did not respond. He trusted the Lord. He remembered every word the Lord had spoken to him on Mount Sinai, and every promise He had kept. One evening, as they camped near a place called Etham on the edge of the wilderness, Moses sat quietly by the fire. The stars were brilliant overhead. Aaron sat beside him. "Do you think they will hold fast?" Aaron asked. "They must," Moses replied. "The Lord has not brought us this far to abandon us." In the distance, the pillar of fire blazed in the night, a beacon of God's faithfulness. That night, as parents tucked their children under blankets and whispered prayers over them, they could not know what lay ahead. Pharaoh, back in Egypt, was growing restless. His heart, though briefly softened, was hardening once more. Soon he would regret letting the Israelites go, and soon he would pursue them. But that part of the story was still to come. For now the people of Israel followed the pillar of cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night. They marched forward into the unknown, led by the God who had seen their suffering, heard their cries, and answered with deliverance. And as they walked, they recited to one another, again and again, the words Moses had taught them. "It is by the Lord's mighty hand that He brought us out of Egypt." And so the journey of freedom had truly begun.